Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new session of Holochain-in-Action community weekly meeting that we are gathering inside the community and reviewing the project in the ecosystem, doing a code review and sharing the knowledge and somehow co-designing, co-learning together here. So, if you would like to design any Holochain application, you need support, you would like to teach us and also share your knowledge with us, warm welcome to go to the description and try to join here with us. So that's being said, in this session, Srinivas is going to show us a nice application that he implemented, which is the game hWordle, Holochain version of a hWordle, the game. And that's it. Let's see what he brought for us, and let's jump to it. Thank you. Please.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Hidayat. So, yeah, as Zippy had suggested somebody take up the hWordle game. I saw potential. Me being a fan of the hWordle, for a community like Holochain, this game has a lot of potential to attract and engage users. So from that perspective, I felt my current interest is in gamification. Of course, I want to experiment that in the health sector, but definitely hWordle is one of the good examples of gamification. So, because it was matching my interest, I thought I will take it up. So, so I will just give you a background basically. So this was a React-based hWordle program from GitHub was shared by Zippy, and there was a suggestion to implement that in Holochain, as in, take the base of the program and take the storage part of it and connect that to the Holochain. So that was the suggestion. So I will probably first, so I'm showing you the end state of what I arrived at. I'll probably first do a demo and then tell you how I went about, taking the initial project and broke down the component of, storage and moved that to Holochain. So, here you're able to see this screen, right? The Ubuntu screen.
Yes, I can see it.
Yeah. Okay. So here, as you can see, I'm in a Nix shell. So I'm in this particular directory where my project related files are there. I called it hWordle. Sorry, I'll try to be a little more creative probably, if we have a better name, we can change the name, because it's a Holochain based hWordle. I called it hWordle. So it's tough to pronounce. So I think we should change the name. Anyways, so here I'll right now show it in action and then show to you the basic code components. So right now I'm running the Holochain version of this, the backend. So the Holochain acts as a backend, and the React JavaScript acts as a frontend. So here I am running the Holochain, and I have given 8000 as the port on my local computer for my Holochain to run. So let's just wait. Yeah, so you can see the Holochain is running on port 8000. So here I will run the JavaScript, the React version. And yeah, so if you see, the React version has opened a browser in my Firefox. So currently it is taking some time. Yeah. So what it has done while it was loading was it was connecting to the holochain and checking whether today's word has been solved. And it was also getting the statistics. So as of now, this is a fresh start. So the statistics are also zero tries, 0% success rate. So just want to check whether all of you have played the Wordle game. Can you raise your hand? Or if you haven't played, you can Wordle, WRDLE. You haven't. Okay, Matthias hasn't. And Rashan, have you played Wordle? No. Okay, okay. So yeah, let me show you Wordle game. It has taken the world by storm, actually. Hidayat, have you played Wordle?
No, unfortunately not.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
I did this. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at Matthias and Rashan, and now it's okay. So all three of you have not played Wordle. So basically, Wordle game is just about guessing a 5-letter word. Maybe I'll show you the actual Wordle first, so that you know. So New York Times has bought it over. It became very popular. So New York Times has bought that domain over. So if you see, it is asking you to guess a 5-letter word. So I'm trying it with the word arise. This is my first word because it has A, I, and E, and R and S among the consonants are also very popular. So I have chosen arise as my first word. So it works like a hangman basically. So if I enter, it is telling me I and S are in the correct places, whereas E is there in the word, but E is at a wrong place. So in my next guess, I will try to improvise. So probably E is there in the first or second letter. So I will try, actually, I will try highest. Are you able to follow the game? Let me know if you're not able to follow the game. So I tried the word highest. So it now says I, S, and T are also correctly are in the correct places, but E is there, but it's not in the correct place. So obviously E should be in the first place, right? So my next guess would be exist. And voila, I won, and it shows my statistics on this computer. Looks like I have played 3 times, and the current one is done in 3 guesses, and 100% win. And current streak is 1. Basically, I did not play yesterday. If I had played last 3 days continuously and won 3 times, it would have said the current streak is 3. And it lets me share. So the beauty about this game is one is it from a word game perspective, it gives me a satisfaction. Yeah, I found the answer. And another thing is it only gives 1 word in a day. I have to wait till 12 a.m. my time. Right now it is 10:53 p.m. I will sleep immediately after this call. And I hope I don't make you sleep in this call. So, so the beautiful thing about this game is when you share, it has copied results to the thing. So I will show you how the results will look. So normally people share it on WhatsApp or some another platform, but I'm just showing it to you in my. So it has given me Wordle 486 3x6. And it has also, without revealing the words I used, it is telling which each attempt of mine gave me how much of success. So the good thing about this game is now I will share this on WhatsApp, or I'll share this on Facebook or Twitter. and my followers will see and they get competitive. Oh, this guy has solved it in 3 attempts, so let me try it in 2 attempts. And they will, in the comment section, they will publish, oh, I solved it in 2 attempts. And it became very viral. So, if at all you haven't even heard about the game, I'm just explaining what is the beauty of this game. Half of the beauty is in the game itself, and the 5-letter word is quite practical and it's not heavy on the guy who is solving. And at the same time, this sharing and not revealing the word is a way of engaging the community, and it makes it viral, right? So, okay, sorry for spending this time because you guys didn't know the game. I wanted to share the beauty of the game first, right? So now,
I really appreciate that. Thank you. It was amazing. I watched the video somehow because the game is famous. Personally, I know the history, how it developed, and it was purchased by Velocity. And
it was developed by a boyfriend for his girlfriend, and I think the name is also it's a mixture of the boyfriend and girlfriend names. Forgot their names. Wow. So and then it became viral. New York Times bought it over and all, right? Yes. So now, if you see this interface is exactly similar. So, but obviously the words will be different because I'm using a different dictionary. So here I will try my same trick. Arise, but yeah, apparently it has R as it has E as second letter. Sorry, last letter, 5th letter. R and S are there. Any guesses you want to contribute? Next, what guess? Hidayat, your guess.
Private.
Huh?
Private. No, it is not enough. 6. No.
It's not a 5-letter word. The answer is a 5-letter. Yeah. So my next guess would be because I know R and S are there, but E is here. So I'll try something like a surge, right? E is at the 5th place, but R and S I am trying a different place, right? So now it tells me, you know what, your S, R, and E, now they're in the correct positions, but U and G are not there. So any guesses? Matthias, Rashan? Okay, I don't want to put you on a spot.
I'm trying, sir.
Sorry?
I'm trying, sir.
There's not many vowels left. There's an O, maybe an O. Maybe there's 2 E's.
Yeah, there are 2 E's. So I'll tell you the answer. I already played this today. So, the first time I got it. First time I got it in 4 attempts. So I'm telling you the truth. Okay. So the answer is serve.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. Now, if I open my statistics, it says, total tries 1 and current streak is 1. So now what I'll do is I will just refresh this screen. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Yeah. So when I refresh the screen, okay, there seems to be some issue. Sorry. When I refresh the screen, it already shows me that I have played today's game, right? And it is supposed to show the statistics as 1. So sorry, looks like we uncovered a bug today. So please bear me on this. So this is how you play the game. And subsequently, as you play on a daily basis, it carries the statistics. Looks like the statistics module seems to have problem. In fact, this has one of the main issues is because of the, here I'm just trying to see what might be the issue. One of the main issues is because, React kind of is real time, and, the call to Holochain takes some time. And sometimes I had to solve several of these issues as I was building this project. So So I will go to the code part of this. So
I have a question, Srinivas.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if we're going to code, generally, if in really short, if you can explain us, how do you use Holochain in the Wordle game? It means what are you saving, or how do you benefit from using Holochain exactly here? If you can at first tell us a little bit about the design, and then we can go to the code review. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. So, so the original program was using local storage of the computer. Even the other website I opened was using the local storage of the computer. So, I play Wordle regularly on my mobile, but that progress, like I would have 145 or something here. I played for 145 days on my mobile, but because it is stored locally on the mobile, it doesn't reflect here. So, so for that they have created a login, and also I need to log in, and it stores centrally in a central database. This is the real world thing, and so whichever device I use it from, it saves my progress, right? Whereas here in my application, it saves it in the Holochain against my whatever my user ID or whatever, right? In fact, I store the hash, and against the hash, I store the guesses and the solutions. So, like I will show you. I'll show you something. Let me hope this one doesn't break. I'm just running again. So I'm running the Holochain again. So I will run the client application now. So so let me show you one use case where I have done this guess arise, and I went for my coffee, or I closed the browser, and then 2 hours later I came and I was like, okay, let me check where I am with the game, right? So it goes to the Holochain, and it fetches the guesses I have done so far. It's a little slow, so it is taking some time to load.
If it is not working, don't worry at all, because it is generally
something went wrong. It was working just before the demo.
it is a totally common scenario. All the time is happening. Don't worry, everything is working. In a demo, it stopped working, so there is a bug. But don't worry at all.
Let me just try once again. So it saves the progress actually. Looks like something went wrong. Let me try once again. If not, you'll have to pardon me. Looks like the regular scenario of you know, things breaking in a demo seems to have happened. So yeah, right now I have given this word arise and it has given me this output. So technically, when I load this, it should yes, okay. Time is not that bad for me. It didn't work the first time, it worked now. So so you know, it has saved my progress in Holochain, and this time when I load the website, it is loading the progress, right? I can start from where I went, and irrespective of the device I am using, as long as I am connecting to the same you know, address within the Holochain, I should be able to play the same game wherever I want. And in fact, you know, from a business perspective, Sid Stalekar has some ideas actually on this. And in fact, I'm thinking of working for neighborhoods on this. So he has an idea of creating different dictionaries as per different neighborhoods, different communities. Like if it's a finance related community, make these words finance related words, like equity or debt or something like that, so that it is more relevant for the group. If it is, let's say, you know, an entertainment related community, make it, you know, the names of movies or names of Hollywood stars or something like that, right? So that is one use case we are trying to explore within Holochain, right? That is from the perspective of how to make it specific for a particular community, localize the Wordle game as per the community. But the other angle which I mentioned is it saves the progress within the Holochain, and when you reload the game, it lets you continue from where you left off.
Great, I got the point. It means any row that you are guessing, it seems it's going to be a one entry in the DNA, and you are actually saving the data inside the DSC. Can you also go to the project and if we can do a little code review that how did you design, how did you implement? And also if we can hear.
So for all you know, the issue I'm facing currently is something related to, you know, certain changes I may have to do in the design. So I have realized the problem is because of the sync aspect of it actually. You know, one of the important things I have faced while doing this is, you know, React response in a real time, right? Whereas Holochain takes some time to respond, you know, it's asynchronous. So how to keep both of them in sync was one of the biggest challenges I have to solve, and looks like there are some more things I need to solve there. So now coming to the code aspect of it, so this is the project directory, and you know, here I will show you the original code. You know, the original code. I'm sure you would recognize this folder: DNA, work director, and target. These are the Holochain related directories. So the original code was in this source, the front end code, and the most important part of the code was in this app.tsx. So the original code was saving the game state in in local storage. So so these are the methods. Like any game will have guesses and solution. Like the particular game I played, the solution was serve, right? And my guesses were arise and so on and so forth, right? So whenever I reopen the game, it should reopen with the current guesses. And so the original one was using JavaScript, and it was storing that within the local browser storage itself, right? So if you see, there is a method called a save game state to local storage and load game state from local storage. When I reopened the browser, it loaded arise. So, it was loading that, you already had guessed arise, right? And then there's also game stats. How many games, total number of games you have played, current streak, and what is your best streak so far, and success rate, is it 100% or 90%, 80%, etc. And win distribution. How many of your wins were within 2 guesses? How many were within 4 guesses? How many were within 3 guesses? All that. This is stored in a particular array. So what I did was, so I kind of made this not dependent on this particular thing. This is a JavaScript-based storage. So instead, I defined these. I moved these components into Holochain. Right. So DNA, I've defined this integrity zones. I'm sure the audience here knows these integrity zones and coordinator zones and probably knows more than me on these, right? This is my first project, so you have to bear with me and advise me if I have done something wrong here, right? So in zone 0, I have created this particular struct called stored game state, wherein I am telling the Holochain the mode in which to store guesses and solution. Guesses is a vector of strings, arise, comma, search, comma, whatever, right? Serve and all. And solution is that day's solution. Serve was the solution, so it was going to store it in this place, and it was going to show success to me only when there was a match to the solution. And so this is the very simple, just one object stored game state defined here, and a coordinator zone for this zone 0, wherein I have defined these methods. Load game state from local storage. It takes hash as the input, and save game to local storage. It takes the current game state. What are the current guesses and what is the solution? And it stores it in the Holochain. And any updates, it does it through this particular method, update game to local storage. So far, so good. Yeah. So quite simple.
So far, so
yes.
good. But really quick.
So I have taken.
If I can say something here, the integration zone, generally we are defining the models, and in the coordination, like a controller, we are mostly manipulating the data or manipulating the model, like create, update, delete, and whatever. And it is, and that's why it is splitting the code. Please continue, please.
Yes, exactly. Then I needed to store the stats as well. So initially, I my first version had only guesses and solution being stored to Holochain, and the stats continuing as they were happening earlier, right? So I created another zone, which was going to store the, sorry, let me go to the integrity zones. So here, game stats, I have created an object, a struct with win distribution, games failed, current streak, best streak, total game success rate, etc. And I've created a coordinator zone, which manipulates the data of the stats. So this is just a test method I did initially. I need to clean up the code quite a bit. It's just a POC stage right now. I'm going to make it much more functional, resolve some of these bugs and all. So a simple way of manipulating the data, saving stats to local storage and updating stats, and loading stats, right? So the front-end Java program makes a call to the Holochain. Initially, when it is loading, it loads the stats. Whenever the game ends, it saves the stats. It saves the stats initially, and subsequently, it just keeps updating the stats. Yeah. So that's the simple, very simple design on the Holochain front. So that way, my Holochain part was quite smooth. I just used whatever is the structure that comes from the scaffolding. I took that and replicated it for 2 zones. So here I have a question, Hidayat. Anybody? One of the questions I had was when to decide to create 2 different zones and when to decide to keep them in the same zone, right? Like I had 2 different types of data. One data is game state. As you can see, this is a current game state, which is what are the guesses so far and what is the solution. And another one is stats, right? Stats are what are the stats so far. If you have played for 5 days or 10 days, it stores all the stats. So I took a call to separate these 2 out and create 2 different zones. But it's a simple change if I have to make them as one single zone. But any view on this?
Generally, because it is a really simple one, simple project, a simple usage of the Holochain here, I would even put all of them inside a one. But it depends how you are going to continue the project. Maybe it's going to be bigger. You can add more functionality to gain the stats. Maybe it would be more clear if you already created a different zone. But generally, I wouldn't at first put the more human readable name on the zone 0 and zone 1. For example, I would say zone stat or a zone, I don't know, zone play or zone game and a zone stat.
Okay.
I would put a more meaningful name on the zone naming. And at the beginning, because it's really a small one and a small usage of a Holochain, one zone also would be enough. But right now you are into just continue. Maybe you are going to add something, it's gonna get bigger. Just
got it. Yeah. So that is the whole zone part of it. And yeah, then I created the app of it. I think this is just a very simple thing, just some configurations done in the YAML files. The app.yml, where I gave it the name and the DNA name, and it created the hWordle.app, right? And so now coming to the client side of things, a lot of debugging and coding had to be done on that end. So one thing I did was just give me 1 minute.
Do you have any code editor? Are you using any code editor, or you are just?
No, currently I'm just doing it on the text editor. So I will slowly migrate to a bigger editor. So so on the client side, I have created similar structures: the stored game state and the update stored game state. If you see inside the types folder, so that I can populate the data on the client side and send it to the Holochain side. So I've created similar structs, game stats and update game stats. And then, I will take you to the main client program. Just stop me wherever you want me to elaborate on anything. Yeah. So
just about the front end, a quick review is even enough, because the main topic just about the Holochain part is enough, because the big part is the hWordle. The hWordle is already written library in client side, but the part that you are connecting to Holochain, it would be also.
Yeah. So the front end, just basically what it does is it checks for when it loads. Let me just, so basically it connects to the Holochain using this particular app WebSocket.connect, and it passes this particular app ID, and it gets the app info from this client.appinfo, and subsequently it is initially calling the stats, so load stats. So if you see here, it is making a client.call zone. So I have I've just gone through the Holochain learning material, which helped me arrive at these methods and all. And it passes the name of the zone and the function name, saves stats to, sorry, it's load stats, right? So it will be, the zone name is zone1, and it passes the function name load stats from local storage. And similarly, it makes a call for today's date. It makes a call whether there are guesses already in Holochain, and it loads that and passes it on to the front end. And there, there is an asynchronous reply response that comes from the Holochain, and the React loads it after the response from the holochain. That's the reason we see, when it is loading, it was taking some time. Maybe on a faster computer, it will be immediately. It will happen immediately. So yeah, that is about the client side. There are a lot of debug statements and all, which I'll clean up later on. But the logic is as simple as that. And if you see, whenever on enter is the place where when you do a guess and enter, it calls this particular method. The React calls this particular method on enter, and here it is doing all the checks. Is it a winning word, etc. And it is making a call to the hApp. Call hApps save game. So because it's a there is another method called onChar. For each character entered, it calls that method. But this method is called when all the 5 characters are entered and an enter is pressed. So now that there is a complete guess, it saves guesses and solution to the holochain. So if you see this call hApps save game, call hApps save game is where we make a Zoom call, client.call Zoom. We are passing it on to Zoom 0, calling the function save game to local storage, and we are passing the current game state to the holochain. So this is how it saves the each each guess into the holochain. And whenever there is a winning word or a losing word, is game 1, is game 1. So if it is a winning word, that is when it calls the stats also. If it is the game is also 1, it is setting the stats model open, and it is also saving the particular stats to the storage.
That's really simple. Thank you. It is great. It is a straightforward.
So
cool.
The good thing about this project is it's if you want to develop any different kind of a project, React to Holochain, you can probably use this project as a base. Remove all the Wordle related components and use the connectivity part of it, right? I will clean this code a little bit more so that the calls to Holochain are modularized, and the Wordle specific logic is kept separate, right? So
Yes.
this project can be made as a base for a React to Holochain application.
Would be interesting. It as a template, React template for the communication. Okay, and it would be really great if you can make it a clean version, and also we are going to have one template for React.
I can probably create another project which will not have Wordle. It will have a simple, like our scaffolding. It should have a simple application on React, which the main code is just calling the Zone components to Holochain. There is not much of front-end logic. So something like that, probably I can create a separate version, which will be useful for other new members of the community.
That is great. We are gonna be waiting for that one. Thank you. So, and
Yeah, sure.
is there anybody has questions? So Matthias, Rasha, is there any? Okay. So my question: did you create anything or any app for the launcher, or did you test it for launcher or?
Sorry, launcher.
Yes.
I'm not aware of this.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. So, and the next question: what is the next step? It means what you are going to do for the next step. Are you going to expand it, or what's up?
So definitely I'm talking to neighborhoods, and Sid, as I said, Sid Staleker is quite interested in this. Right now I have only shown the saving of the guesses and solution and stats, right? There will also be there is also a dictionary. So if you see here, it will be somewhere here in the lib. The words, yeah, the words.ts. So you can cheat and look at the words here itself, right? So this word list basically acts as the dictionary. So the word list itself can go to the holochain, and different versions of the word list can be used in different communities within neighborhoods. So with neighborhoods architects, I'll try to discuss, what are from an architecture perspective, how to make this compliant to neighborhoods, first of all, and how to design it in such a way that word lists can be separate for the different communities, while there can be a centralized app or something like that.
Can be really good. Can be really good.
Yeah.
So I think also if you can change it as an applet, the people can gonna use it in the V. Yes, Matthias? So
sure, yeah.
Yeah, and I hope I sold the game Wordle to both of you, Rasha and Matthias. So three of you actually have Hidayat as well. So it's quite addictive. So start playing it right now, but once we make it live on Holochain, play it only on Holochain. Okay. So that we need usage. In fact, I'm thinking that is an area where I would want to work on Holochain. As I work further, probably I would want to hire a few people at my end within India. And I want to focus on customer engaging and gamifying kind of applications, and probably engage more in the health sector. I'm currently developing a pedometer. I have a working pedometer Android app. And I'm thinking to plug that into Holochain. So I have been advised that you need to have a Holo host or something, because Holochain currently doesn't work on the Android machines, because of considerations of battery, etc., which are not yet solved. So I'm thinking, despite whatever state it is in, pedometer is something a lot of people would want to use, like Wordle, the word game lovers would use pedometer. The step counts and all is something which engages people. So I want to work on that as well. So these are the two things I have set my mind on. So yeah, I'm going to come up with more things within Holochain community as we go forward.
That is, would you also please stop sharing that we can see each other here? That continue.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
If there is nothing more to show us. So,
yeah, there is nothing much.
Okay, I see more is gonna come by your effort in the gaming, and I myself don't have any more question. If anybody else have a question, so otherwise we can wrap it up today. Okay, any question? No. thank you for the today. Thank you for demo, for the code review, and we will be waiting for more feature to the Holochain Wordle and also more gaming from you. And it's going to be really great and fun if you can create the app for the launcher, and the people can start playing inside the launcher instead of, because in a launcher just anybody can run the application, so there is no need to be a developer or run it. So
Okay.
and at the end, if you have anything to add and more, please, and then we can say bye-bye and we can stop recording actually.
Yeah, wonderful. I'm all done. So yeah, I'm going to add more feature and fix certain issues which are currently there. And yeah, Rashan has put in some message. Steve Melville has worked on health data. So yeah, definitely. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Rashan. I will just, before this screen disappears, let me just store it somewhere. So yeah, thanks a lot for this opportunity. I am quite bullish on Holochain. I do have this entrepreneurial gut feel as well. So my existing startup is doing reasonably well. So my next bet is on Holochain. So hopefully I will bring some value from my experience here. And,
Thank you.
And there is a lot I want to learn from each of you as I move along.
Thank you, Srinivas.
Thank you.
And thank
Thanks.
you for the today demo. And I'm gonna stop recording, and bye-bye to the next time. Bye-bye.